I'm pretty sure that we can all agree that the month of August is arguably the most dead, most boringest month when it does come to the sport of basketball, and that is the main reason why I wanted to make this video. I think this is a good time for us to really take a step back, evaluate the talent on all levels, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 point guards heading into college next season. So if you guys want a shooting guard addition to this video, same thing with the small forwards, power forward, centers, definitely let me know down below. Get in the comments. I want to know who you guys personally think are the top 5 point guards heading into college next season. But with all that being said, guys, gonna get straight into this video. Now obviously this is a top 5, so there's gonna be hundreds and thousands of players that missed this list. So before y'all start going crazy saying where's this guy or where's this guy, bro, here are some honorable mentions that just slightly missed the cut. The first player that I do have to talk about on this list that made that honorable mention list is Mr. Robert Dillingham. Now I know it does suck that we did get a chance to see him last month at the Global Jam out there in Canada, and I know it's not fair just because we haven't even seen everybody else, you know, on this list or some of the players on this list, but I feel like we can all agree that it just wasn't the best start for Mr. Robert Dillingham. I'm not saying it's over or anything like that in any way, shape, or form. We know what he can do from a scoring perspective, but considering the other players on this list, Robert Dillingham just slightly missed the cut. Another player that slightly missed the cut, it is Mr. Aiden Holloway. Now Aiden Holloway finished as the 17th ranked player according to ESPN. I can definitely say that Aiden Holloway is a player that's shown one of the biggest growths from his freshman year up to his senior year and obviously up to now. I just feel like a lot of NBA teams are going to worry a little bit about his body frame, his size, just being a little bit undersized, especially from a defensive perspective. But we know what he can do from the offense side of the ball. Is going to be one of the best shooters and shot creators at the point guard level next season. But another player that just slightly missed the cut, Taishan Chapman from Minnesota. Another player that slightly missed the cut, back-to-back state champion, arguably the most smoothest player on this list. I generally think that he's easily the most underrated player that I'm actually going to be talking about in this video. If you've never heard of this kid, do not be surprised if he makes an insane leap to be a first-round pick in next year's draft. And finally, I have to talk about this man, Bronny James. I mean, if he is able to play, I mean, I think considering just the team that he's going to be playing for USC with just the amount of depth that they do have at that guard spot, I'm not sure how many minutes that he is going to be getting for USC. He's obviously going to be coming off the bench, super raw prospect. We know what he can do from the defensive side of the ball. But like I said, considering just the team that he is going to be playing for, I don't think he's going to be getting enough minutes to just showcase that he can be a top level point guard. But obviously he's going to be a player that we will be keeping our eye on heading into next season. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're so close to 30,000 subscribers. Leave a like, and I want to know who you guys think are your most underrated point guards and players to watch out for next season. Now finally, my official top 5 point guards heading into college next season. At the 5th spot, originally committed to University of North Carolina, now committed to St. John's, I have to put this man Simeon Wilcher as the 5th best point guard heading into college next season. Now Simeon Wilcher finished as the 28th overall ranked player in that 23 class. I'm personally trying to figure out how exactly this man just continued to drop year after year after year ever since his sophomore or junior year. To me, it just does not make any sense. I mean, I feel like he's definitely a player that's just been improving each year. He's played in a ton of meaningful games. He's won state titles. Like I said, I'm not really sure where the disconnect lies with the scouts or whoever's making these lists, but I definitely feel like politics just has to be involved somewhere with this kid's ranking. But at the end of the day, at this point, it really doesn't matter. I feel like once you're in the top 25, you're in the top 50, you already have your college, you know, schools looking at you, you have the offers, it really doesn't matter. But like I said, he was originally committed to play at North Carolina, but once Elicadot reclassified to that 23 class, and with the amount of depth that UNC already has at that guard spot with Caleb Love at the time, RJ Davis, and now Elicadot, to me, it just didn't make any sense for Simeon Wilcher to really stay on UNC. But like I said, now he decommitted and he is going to be playing for St. John's next season. I think what makes Simeon Wilcher so special is definitely his scoring and his rather high intensity type of play style on both sides. He kind of reminds me of a mini Russell Westbrook, especially whenever he's locked in, super shifty, is good on his feet, has a nice crossover, has a nice mid-range game. Once he gets in the paint, it's pretty much wraps from there. I can definitely see him averaging in that 14 to 16 points a game on the collegiate level for St. John's next season. I really do like his potential on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, he's not really a lazy player. He plays with a high intensity, has a high motor, super underrated playmaker as well. Doesn't does a good job on the pick and roll. Like I said, the fact that he kind of essentially plays like a mini Russell Westbrook, I think he just does a phenomenal job at just drawing defenses, especially whenever he's in the paint, just because he's just so great at attacking the rim and finishing and maneuvering around the rim. Like I said, I think the disrespect that he's definitely been getting by these scouts is really ridiculous. I think he's definitely going to be playing with the chip on his shoulder heading into next season. But guys, like I said, for me, Simeon Woodser has to be in the top 5 of the point guards heading into next season. Now at the 4th spot, I have to go with this kid Elicadot as the 4th best point guard heading into college. Number 13th ranked overall by ESPN from the state of New Jersey. One thing that I will say about this kid Elicadot, his captain floor general abilities is easily unmatched. There's not many high school players overall that I've seen in general, especially at the high school level, that can put points on the board without him himself putting points on the board. And I know that he is a shorter guard, but at least in my opinion, I feel like he does play a lot bigger than his size. Underrated explosiveness. He'll catch a body when you least expect it. I really don't think he gets enough credit from the scoring perspective. I definitely feel like he's shown a lot of improvement from his jumper over the years, and I wouldn't really classify him as a knockdown shooter in this specific moment in time, but I do see this part of his game definitely expanding as the years go by. He played for Link Academy last season, won a national title, and I think the fact that he was the leader for that team, did what he needed to do at that lead guard spot. As a player in that 24 class, there's just absolutely no reason why he even needed to play another year in high school. I actually agree with the reclassification. Obviously, there's going to be questions from the defense side of the ball because of his size, if he's a liability and whatnot, but I do think the pros just outweigh the cons with Elicadot, and he's definitely a player that I feel like everybody and their mama just has to have on their notes. DJ Wagner finished as the 4th overall ranked player according to ESPN in that 23 class. Guys, I have to put DJ Wagner as the 3rd best point guard heading into college next season. Now, I know a lot of people probably think, at least in my opinion, I'm even in that category too. I've always essentially looked at DJ Wagner as not necessarily as a point guard, but more as a combo guard, more suited for that shooting guard position. But for Kentucky, I definitely feel like he's going to be playing and he's going to be starting as the point guard for this team. I think that's definitely going to give Kentucky a little bit more size. He's a point guard that definitely plays within the flow of the offense. He doesn't necessarily do too much. He does a good job at facilitating the ball. Like I said, plays within the flow of the offense. And a player that I really, and I've been saying this for years, a player that I would definitely compare DJ Wagner to on that NBA level is a guy like a Tyrese Maxi. When you think of a guy like a Tyrese Maxi, you think of an unorthodox guard that can definitely score in the paint when needed, can knock down the 3-point shot, makes winning plays. I'm sure people even forgot Tyrese Maxi also played for Kentucky as well, started at the point guard position. And I just feel like DJ Wagner, I think this is definitely going to be a good opportunity for him to play the point guard position so he can essentially adapt playing that position and also playing with other great top players in college as well. Now, I'm not sure exactly how well his pick and roll game is essentially going to be, but one thing that I do know was that he did play with Aaron Bradshaw, a guy that people have as the #1 center overall in college. I think DJ Wagner and Aaron Bradshaw made a great dynamic duo, so I do anticipate that duo and just DJ Wagner playing that point guard position to definitely continue and even skyrocket on that collegiate level. Obviously, we know what DJ Wagner can do from a scoring perspective. He's a career 20+ point per game scorer on the high school level against some top level competition over the past few years, can score in a variety of ways. True definition of a scoring threat on all areas of the floor. Like I said, we know what he can do even from a defensive perspective as well. There's absolutely no way that I could just not have DJ Wagner as a top 5 point guard heading into college next season. This player that I'm about to talk about, to me, hands down, is the most underrated player on this list. And I know he doesn't strike you as this flashy, crazy, jump out the gym type of guard, bro. But please, I promise you, this kid right here is him. Stephen Castle, however you pronounce his name, a 6'6" guard, committed to play for the defending champs UConn next season, finished 12th overall by ESPN. Guys, I have to put Stephen Castle as a top 5 point guard heading into college next season. I definitely feel like he's going to surprise a lot of people with just how well he can essentially do every little thing on the floor. I mean, like I said, a 6'6" point guard. He kind of reminds me of a mini Kyle Anderson with that sort of slow motion type of play style, although he's just a little bit faster. I wouldn't necessarily say, like I said, Stephen Castle is the most explosive player out there, but in my opinion, for his age, I think the mechanics that he does possess, it just strikes scary potential. I mean, smooth, coordinated, like I said, solid frame, solid size, is your prototypical newer size point guard. Being 6'6", has the size. He's not a liability on the defensive end, guys. There's just absolutely, bro, absolutely no way that this kid drops within the top 5 to top 10 in the 24 NBA draft. So please, bro, if you don't have this key in your nose, bro, please put this man Steven Castle in your notes. Now at the number 1 spot, guys, I have to go, bro. I have to go with this man, Mr. Basketball, Mr. Isaiah Kohler, as the number 1 point guard overall heading into college next season. Finished as the number 1 ranked player according to ESPN on all positions. From the state of Georgia, Gatorade National Player of the Year, committed to play at University of Southern California next season. In my opinion, I definitely feel like he chose the right school going to USC with the amount of talent that they already possess. If you haven't seen that video of me breaking down the entire USC team and their roster, I'll probably put that link in the description. Definitely check that video out. But I definitely feel like Isaiah Kohler is definitely going to come in and just lead these group of guys on and off the court. He's just going to be making everybody's life a lot easier. He has that play style. I know he has an even funner play style to play with. Isaiah Kohler is just a smart, high IQ player. We know what he can do from a pick and roll perspective. To me, that's really what strikes me the most. He can throw dump passes overhead to the wing, hit the corner, throw lobs. There's not a single pass that this kid just cannot make. Like I said, bro, to me, he's hands down easily one of the best pure point guards that I've seen in a long time. I know a lot of NBA teams are going to be wanting this kid and they want to draft this kid to essentially be their next lead point guard for years to come. I'm telling you guys right now, Isaiah Kohler is easily going to be the best point guard heading into college next season. Guys, let me know down below if you agree with my list. Did I miss anybody? Who do you guys feel like are some of the more underrated point guards on this list? Let me know if you guys want me to do other positions as well. Like I said, don't forget to comment, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.